welcome to sunny Stapleford. I cancelled Ibiza, but it's with a very good reason. However, we are flying to Lille.
All of my stops I do, so like, you know, the 200 feet to go, 1,000 to go, I'm going to write it up this winter when I'm not doing so much flying. I'm going to write it up, I can bring you into it, get your suggestions and ideas. That was nicer above.
We've just picked up jet fuel, we're 15 minutes behind schedule, but we're going to go to Lille IFR Airways.
Golf November Yankee, have your clearance when you're ready.
Go ahead, Golf November Yankee.
Golf November Yankee, London Control directs Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee to remain outside controlled airspace on track Detling, squawk at 5255 and contact Thames radar 132.7 for the join.
Okay, remain OCAS, on track Detling, squawking 5255, after departure frequency is 132.7 for Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee.
Golf November Yankee, read back correct, thank you.
Yeah, a bigger airport where I know there's big taxiways, I normally can do that via taxiing, but sometimes it's best to just come to a stop, right? Yeah. So now we can do the departure brief and the takeoff brief. Sounds good. So I'm here cooking. So yeah, like I say, normally I would do the departure brief when I'm on the stand when I've got my clearance normally, and just run through that. So frets, there's no significant weather today. Nothing on the minimum equipment list. So the AIS, I've got all that on board. I've downloaded that. Departure alternate, obviously come back to land here. If not, and then we go IFR, IMC, I'd obviously go to Southend. So runway 21 left, it's a left-hand seat departure. Flap is set, takeoff. Takeoff, yep.
Golf Bravo India Charlie Golf.
Transition altitude is 1300 to the southeast, so once above 1300 I clear MSA. Climb to 2200 is the initial altitude to remain OCAS, remain at all times until cleared. Take performance to be 59 knots, climb at 75. If it's obviously lumpy inside the clouds, I will aim and pitch for 80 knots, which just makes it a little bit smoother and stops the stall warner chirping off. That's my usual SOP. Radio A's are set to standby 1327, 1215 for the crossing. If we need it going into Lille. Once in the cruise, I'll set up obviously my stuff for Lille, which I've wrote down and got on the chart. Heading select, so once I get the runway heading, obviously 205 for noise abatement, but obviously adjust for wind. Any emergencies, obviously I've got my checklist here, which I will start doing sooner rather than later, is actually brief emergencies when I'm on the ground, go through them properly so I know what I've briefed and discussed. But it's obviously straight ahead, land in the field, no turn back unless we've got sufficient altitude if an engine failure. Anything below 60 I'll stop on the ground. So it's kind of incorporated a takeoff brief, but we're all good. Any defects below 60 I'll stop. Engine failure, I'll obviously land ahead. Any other problems, I'll do a visual circuit to land and land as soon as possible. If it looks like we need to land as soon as possible, we can do the 180 and land. However, we'll try and keep to the circuit and keep a bad weather circuit, or get sufficient altitude depending on the issue, and go through the checks. That's that done, and that's that complete. So it's the before takeoff checklist. So the landing light is on, just the canopy to shut, and then entering the runway checklist. So we've got the weather information, and let's just have a quick gander at that. Looks clear. What's your first on-track point? Detling normally, so that's a good point, thanks for reminding me. So insert after is DET rather than IVIP. Gotcha. Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee is lining up 2 on left.
November Yankee Roger, surface wind 210 less than 5.
So 2-1 identified. Departure route is clear. The approach is clear. No way to avoid the sun here. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy. Happy. Hardly any wind, is there?
Golf Foxtrot Charlie's ready for departure.
Airspeed alive.
T
T's green. Looking for 59 knots.
Foxtrot Charlie, roger. Surface wind 190, 4 knots.
So 205 for noise abatement. Should have got my sunnies on really.
Yeah, we'll get in the clouds soon.
So looking for 500 above. There's 700 here. We'll do the flaps. Yeah, so positive rate of climb, speed safe, flaps up. So pitching for 75. Temps radar good up, and then Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee. Contract bending, passing 900 feet for 2,200 feet, QNH1, 01 minor.
November Yankee, Thames radar, roger, squawk ident.
Squawk ident, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee.
Golf
November Yankee, route direct to Detling, and can you put the climb very shortly? It's a traffic service outside.
Direct Detling, traffic service, Golf November Yankee. What did I say? And then I can come off. Version mode off. Up to 2,200. Sounds good.
November Yankee, climb to altitude 3,000 feet, clear to enter controlled airspace.
Okay, climb to altitude 3,000 feet, clear to controlled airspace, Golf November Yankee. So 3,000 feet, 3,000 feet set, manual flight. 1,000 to go.
Altitude.
So on the altitude call I do 1,000 to go. On the next altitude call I'll do 200, and then I'll say manual flight unless the autopilot is on. Gotcha.
Altitude.
200 feet to go, manual flight.
Thames Road, fly 18 Juliet, 3,000 feet, from flight departure. Fly 18 Juliet, Thames Road, maintain 3,000 feet. Okay.
Have you flown into Lille before?
No, first time. That's why I really wanted to do it. Europe,
Golf November Yankee, climb now altitude 4,000 feet.
Climb to altitude 4,000 feet, Golf to Alpha November Yankee. 4,000 set, cross check 2 times.
Altitude.
Okay, manual flight, 200 to go. And November Yankee, do you want us to route Detling here to Pest Filed?
Golf November Yankee, just continue on your present heading now, please.
150, Golf November Yankee.
Golf November Yankee, can you turn left onto heading of 125, please?
Left turn 125, Golf November Yankee.
Golf November Yankee is radar control, and report your heading to London control now, and 135.325, bye-bye.
135.325 for the heading to radar control, Golf November Yankee.
31 Foxtrot Papa, disregard position.
London control, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, heading 125, flight level pressure 4,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, roger. Golf November Yankee, climb flight level 110.
Climb flight level 110, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee. So 110 set. That stays on standard. This goes to 1013. Put it into a gentle climb.
Yankee, resume navigation, direct Rinty.
Direct Rinty, Golf November Yankee. So GPSS roll steering can come in.
Delta 07 Bravo, turn right, heading 245. Right, heading 245.
Carry your pulse oximeter, please.
Hey, sorry?
Do you have a pulse oximeter when you climb that high?
Yeah, I got it in the back somewhere, but if you want it, I can get it once we get above this lot.
Landing flight level 160, level way under. Baggage 9 kilo, Mike, descend flight level 150, Amdet, speed 220 knots, delay 5 minutes. Descend level 150, Amdet, ED64 Golf Papa, descend flight level 130, speed 220 knots.
Flight level 130, speed 220 knots, ED64 Golf Papa.
So when it's lumpy, I do 80 knots. The 110 set, QNH 1013. I think the weather in Lille is pretty much the same as it is here, maybe a little bit more overcast.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
All the information I've got here, I then transpose to the arrival sheet here. So obviously 1300, 1310. Go off blocks, 1300. Take off time, 1310. It's all pretty much there. It just I'm quite thorough with everything I do. I mean, it depends on how you feel, but. So temperature check, 12 degrees, no risk of line.
No, 3516, descend flight level 110.
Flight level 110, right now 3516.
Turkish 9 kilo, Mike, descend flight level 140. Flight level 140, Turkish 9 kilo.
What's the winds doing at LFQQ 306? So it's likely going to be 2.26. So min set 332, 340. That's the minimum set. So press min.
Yeah.
Change around. You played around with that already or not?
No.
So generally speaking, if I see anything above sort of 6,000, 7,000, I'm a bit wary about what it is. In this aircraft especially, because it could be convective, and you don't really want to go in it. You get above sort of 9,000, 10,000, slowly have to reduce the climb rate.
Altitude.
1,000 to go, auto flight.
268 Alpha Quebec, climb flight level 130.
Auto flight.
0315, flight level 80, you might get turned up from beginning
Monitoring
for your
level off.
758, thank you, 315.
315, you can go back to begin again, thanks.
11-0, let's capture the altitude. Once we get a TAS of around about 127, 128,
4,000 direct.
I pull back to about 75% power. So that's about 127 TAS.
315, can you confirm we're landing on the left, that makes sense?
Yes, you are.
80 to catch up. So in the cruise, I've got the autopilot set, GPSS roll steering, which will give you your headings unless you're on heading mode. So you take off GPSS if you're on a heading.
With your routing,
GPSS will follow the GPS curve. So obviously approach brief. One thing sort of I've done with when I was going to Prague with my friend is we basically did the approach brief while I was in IMC in a front with a tower and cumulus embedded. Didn't go down too well. It wasn't very ideal. The one thing he taught me was do your approach brief while you're in the cruise. Go over the chart. So Yankee, obviously we got here. I've set the frequencies up that I can at the moment.
Just stand by, I'll try and find out with Thames radar for you.
Go as far as I can.
Heathrow 13498,
It's already.
34998.
Hey, firm, bye-bye.
Bye.
Easy 27 Bravo Kilo, contact Gatwick 126825, bye-bye.
Level approach. Good afternoon, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee. Direct Rinty, we're at DA40 Information Hotel, QNH 1016.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, bonjour, proceed as cleared and report ready for descent.
Report ready for descent, proceed as cleared, Rinty tracker, Golf November Yankee.
Golf November Yankee, for the moment, proceed direct to Cambrai and put the new squawk 6144.
Okay, 6144 and direct to Cambrai, Golf November Yankee. Okay, so approach brief, it says runway 26 Yankee, 11075 set up, and in the standby we have 109 set up the VOR.
Voici Novembre Tango, circuit Lille marqué.
The decision height is 332, so I've set 340, obviously because I can't go any lower than 330, so I'll set 340. It's a 3-degree glide path, that'll be 256, so what I do is when I'm on the downwinds, I'll see on here, I'll set up the V-lock mode once we're on vectors for the ILS. Call that for FLS, I do it myself. In terms of go-around instructions, it's climb straight ahead to 2,000 feet, and it's a left turn back to the VOR, climbing to 3,000 feet. All of my stops I do, so like, you know, the 200 feet to go, 1,000 to go, I'm going to write it up this winter when I'm not doing so much flying. I'm going to write it up, I can bring you into it, get your suggestions and ideas, tweak it.
November Yankee, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Golf
Golf November Yankee, contact me 126480.
126480, Golf November Yankee. Lil Fresh, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, heading 130 degrees, descending flight level 80.
November clear, I have your descent.
So, approach brief complete, rolling confirmed, nav status confirmed, minimum barrier ref, so we can go to VLOC mode now.
Contact Paris 135.550, bye.
There's a TCU straight over there on the left, you see it in the distance.
November Yankee, on the left, heading 080.
Left turns are 80 degrees, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee. Got a glide path.
November Yankee, descent 3,000 feet, QNH 1017.
3,000 feet, QNH 1017, Golf November Yankee.
Bonjour, Fox Golf Yankee Delta Delta.
Yet again, it's one of those disconcerting things is that you don't know what your barrow setting is without actually explicitly going into the thing, you know.
It's not digital, is it? You wish you had the information somewhere else. Yeah, you have to flick through it. You can, that's what you have to have. So 3,000 say at 1017, cross check 3 times. To the soup.
Delta 2 fois 6100 transpondeur, le QNH à 1017, je vous écoute.
Very thin layer actually.
Yep.
Are you alright for it?
Pretty one though.
Hey?
It is a pretty one.
Yeah. Pretty cool, isn't it?
How do you measure your vertical speed on this?
It's there on the right, so.
I see, okay. So the ticker is not enough, a piece of information I see.
So I set 129 because that's turbulent speed. So obviously if you're really going into, because this is not too bad, is it? It's just multiple layers of frontal weather. Yep. You're going into a TCU, you don't want that being in the yellow, do you? Because your wings will snap off. That was nicer, Rob.
Charlie Papa, the regional QNH is 1017. You can directly contact London information 124.16. Bye bye.
This is quite cool actually, all these different layers. In this sort of embedded weather, would you fly with CBs and TCU embedded, or would you call it an overlay? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Not in this small aircraft, unless you had a weather radar. And even then, I mean,
how big of a capability do you have to actually avoid it? Once you're deep in it, I mean, this is a very thin layer, so, you know, you can always request lower and then go around, but I don't know.
Yeah. As long as you can go around something. I mean, if that was a CB TCU, I'd be happy on this heading. I'd be full.
November Yankee, turn left, heading 290.
Left turn, 290 degrees, Golf to Alpha November Yankee. So 256 set. 11075 is also identified. So once I get my closing heading, I'll disconnect the all-pilot and auto fly all the way down.
Eleanor, to intercept the ILS 04826, clear the approach. Continue descend 2000 feet to 1017.
Okay, descend 2000 feet, 1017, 17 shall localize summit glide path with the ILS approach, runway 26, Golf to Alpha November Yankee. 2000 set. Waiting for the load to come in. Okay, manual flight, I have control.
November Yankee, contact tower 18.550, bye.
18550 and just fully established now, runway 26. Lille Tower, bonsoir, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee with your ILS approach, runway 26, 9.5 miles.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, bonjour, number 1 for runway 26, report establishment final.
Okay, report final, runway 26, Golf November Yankee. Okay, so
Golf
stage
Zulu Alpha November Yankee, runway 26, you're clear to land 360 degrees 1 to knot.
Clear to land, runway 26, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee. 71 is the final approach speed. Go around is 2000, that's slightly above. It's not a problem with a single engine airplane. So 23 to 27% normally gives you about 90 knots. It's just you feel it. So 1000 above, stable, 500 above.
Approaching minimums.
The side, landing, stage of flat please.
Minimum.
Landing, looking for 71. Gradual increase in power for 71 for the usual marking point. Okay, that's showing off. I ain't gonna make that, am I?
Golf November Yankee, next to your right Tango 4.
Yeah, we try to make Tango 3, we'll do right Tango 4, Golf November Yankee.
Awesome. Zulu Alpha November Yankee, contact the ground 121855, au revoir.
121855, au revoir, Golf November Yankee. Ground, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, vacated Tango 4, runway 26.
Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee, lead ground, hello, first right and first left, and taxi standard Charlie 4 Whiskey.
Okay, first right, first left, and stand Charlie 4 Whiskey, Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee. No marshal, okay. Interesting. And Golf Zulu Alpha November Yankee.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can you delay our return flight plan, please, by 40 minutes? I believe that's 20 minutes past the hour.
Roger, I will delay it 40 minutes. You were supposed to leave, I think, at this time, so 40 minutes will be enough?
Yeah, we just, I'm sure, actually delay it till 30:30. That gives us a bit more time. We just need to go speak to the guys, pay the dues, and then we'll be flying straight back.
Roger, so I will send a delay of 40 minutes.
Damien will fly the aircraft back, IFR to Southend for an ILS approach, and then into Stapleford, VFR. That's it. Should be good fun. It's clearing nicely actually, the weather. It's coming through.
First time in Lille. It's going to be a bit expensive, but welcome. And there's a jet taking off, so I'm going to turn the camera around and watch this.
Overcast 6,600 feet. Temperature +23, dew point +14. Quebec November Hotel 1017. Quebec Fox Echo 1011. Inform you that the first contact has received too late information.
Perfect November Yankee, so climb flight level 1002 tracker.
Climb flight level 100 to tracker, Golf November Yankee.
Wow, what a view on your left. I think that's the best bit about IFR, is that. That's unforecast, that weather there, isn't it? See the high altitude stuff. Not even on the Thamesie.
November Yankee, runway 23, cleared there, back, surfacing 120 degrees at 5 knots.
Cleared low approach, runway 23, Golf, November Yankee.